Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. I have the Rhino here on my lonesome. And here on my lonesome means that I'm using a cup that hasn't been used in a long time, or isn't normally used in the group reviews. Today's glass hasn't been used, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years. This is the Hirschbrau mug, the German mug that came with the Hirschbrau mix pack a couple Christmases ago, 2, 3 Christmases ago. Excuse me. What are we drinking? We're doing a re-review, technically. We've had this beer before. We had this beer a couple years ago. I shouldn't say a couple years ago. It came out last year. I don't know why I said a couple years ago. I think because a couple years ago was on my head for this. Now, when I tried this beer, it is a crafty brew. It was a seasonal brought out for here in Ontario, and this crafty brew was one I actually really liked because it reminded me of a watered-down version of one of my favorite beers. One of my favorite beers being Innocent Gun. It's not that it's the tastiest beer, it's the beer that I can drink every day, any day. And if you've been on my Untapped, you'd know that I've had 6 of them in the last 2 days. So, I mean, I love that beer for just sitting back and enjoying. Anyway, what we're drinking was last year a watered-down version of that beer. It had the bourbon taste, the whiskey taste. It had vanilla, it had butterscotch, it had toffee, it had a nice zest to it. It had everything it was supposed to have, just super watered down and tame. They were all there. They were just tame and in the background. So hopefully it stayed that way for this year because I really enjoyed this. Cardigan went a step back this year. I mean, Cardigan would have been an 8 out of 10 for me last year. I really enjoyed Rickards Cardigan. I bought a bunch of them this year. I drank it. I even reviewed it. And Rickards Cardigan just seems to be a clove and allspice bomb now. And it lost a lot of what it had. So I'm hoping this one stayed the same. This is Rickards Oakhouse. So there you go, Rickards Oakhouse. So what do we have here? This is a winter lager, aged with lightly toasted oak. This festive seasonal has subtle hints of vanilla and is ideal alongside piping hot roasts. We are 5.5% alcohol by volume, so it is talking about vanilla and toasted oak, so really it sounds like it's close to the same. Molson Coors Canada, cool, tilt, pour, tilt your glass, pour your beer, finish the pour, which is the head part, and then enjoy. They don't ever tell you to open the can though. But anyway, let's do this. Let's open our can up. Let's give her a pour, shall we? Let's just step back here so my camera can pick it up a little bit better. I'm still trying to find better angles for the, oh, come on. This was a lot darker last year, if I remember correctly. I'll have to recheck the video. But I don't remember it being this, this golden, if you will. A little touch of, well, it's gold. I mean, it's gold. It's actually close to the same color as the can, in all honesty. So kind of a tan color. Not right there, but close. So yeah, oak. It's an oak color. Looks good, but I thought it was darker last year. Head is slightly off-white. It's a beautiful head, nice fluffy bubbles. All the things to do left is smell it and drink it. Not as visually appealing as what I remember, but I might just be remembering wrong. Sniff test. A touch of butterscotch, slightly reminiscent of a Werther's Original, just a touch, and I don't know if it's actually there or I'm psychosomatically creating it because I want it to be there. Other than that, there's nothing. It smells kind of like Canadian, and that's not what I want in my Molson Canadian crafty brewed seasonal. Let's try it though. Cheers. What the fuck happened, Rickards? What did you change? What did you change to take a beer that I really enjoyed and could get behind and could support and could push to the consumer to make this? Is it bad? No, it's still pretty good. But compared to last year's, you have taken 2 giant steps back. Still a touch of vanilla, still a touch of toasted oak, and that touch of butterscotch, the butterscotch toffee that I had smelt is still there, just a touch mixing with the oak, but there's such minute touches that you can actually taste the adjunct lager behind it. Those are tastes that should hide the taste of the dirty, funky corn taste that you get with most Molson products. It's not hiding it, though, at all. It is making it a lot less offensive. Not that a Molson product is offensive to me. I can enjoy a Molson product. I'm just saying it's taking that funky taste that a lot of Molson things, like Molson Canadian, have. And it's taking the Molson funk and it's pushing it into the same category as the vanilla, the butterscotch, and the oak. They're actually mingling, and it's making that funk almost appealing, where last year you didn't have the funk at all. You just had the flavors you were supposed to have. Very easy drinking lager, very light. You could drink it all night if you wanted to, well, until you got drunk from the 5.5% alcohol. Excuse me. But there's nothing about it that makes me want to drink it. That's the downside here. Last year's had me excited. I wanted to drink it. I enjoyed it. I was a fan of it. Ooh, that is unfortunate because that's going to be wasted beer. But at the same time, that was one of the best commercial pours ever, and I wish the camera had seen it on this side. I really need to set up a second camera for my pours because that pour was awesome. Went up above the rim of the glass, little tiny trinklet of beer coming down the side. Oh, it was a thing of beauty. That was visual appeal right there. That was visual appeal. If you want to know what visual appeal is, it was that. Anyway, back to the beer. Back to this beer here. What would it be good for? I don't know. Showers? It could be good in a shower. I should try that. I should see if it's a good shower beer, shouldn't I? It says good amongst roasts. Piping hot roast. I think the only reason this would be good beside a piping hot roast the way it is now is to cool your mouth. However, a glazed ham, a honey glazed ham, the slight touches of butterscotch and vanilla in this would go very well with a honey glazed ham. And it is the winter, so you might have a honey glazed ham at some point. Again, I like it. It's just not like last year's. It's way too subdued. And I'm getting that, I'm almost getting the hop finish that you get from the Rickards Blonde. That slightly dirty, straw-like finish that the Rickards Blonde, which is their Pilsner, would give off in your mouth. For that reason alone, I have to take marks away from it. And for the fact that it is now more subdued than it was last year, I have to take marks away from it. I believe this was a 7.75 or a 7.5 last year. Taking some marks away, I'm going to drop it down to a 6.75. I bought 4 cans of it. I'll give one to Joe. I've already drank this one, and I'll drink the other 2. I'll try one in the... I might give one to Joe. I might keep it, because, I mean, he doesn't need to try this. This isn't all that great. But I'll try one in the shower, see if it's a good shower beer, and that'll be the end of it. Thank you, YouTube, for watching. Have a wonderful evening. It was great talking to you. Cheers.